Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Today I'm coming to you because this morning the sermon I um, listened to a little different pastor now. Trying to, just get the word in me, the truth of the word in me as much as possible to make sure that I continue to live out the rest of my days more as God want me to and not how I want to. And the funny thing was, it was about truth. For a long time, I'm the type of person that somebody asks me something, I tell them the truth. My delivery is not always right. I've lost friends because when they ask me something, I don't really sugarcoat stuff. At the same time, nothing that I say would be construed as the real truth because I'm a human being and because I'm flawed. There are truths that I have hidden for years from people, even try to bury it inside of myself, and it caused so much pain, guys. It caused so much pain. I've said before, maybe a few years ago, I think I made a post about if the truth hurts, change your truth, because that's one of those little cliche phrases that people say, that the truth hurts. But if you don't like the truth, the only way that you can do is change those human truths, things that happen to us in this world. But the way to get to deal with the truths of the world is through the truth. The absolute truth in everything is God. We tend to get away from God when we are in positions that what God is showing us, or the circumstance that we are in, we start questioning God. We start saying that God is not real. Like, you pick and choose what you want to out the Bible to fit your narrative. That's not how it's supposed to go. Everything that has been created by God. Everything that happens, God is in it. Good, bad, indifferent, wonderful. Everything. We don't understand based on how the delivery of the word is given to us when we go to these secular churches that fit everything into the narrative they're trying to promote. So they stay away from some things and they promote others. What happens is then we become equipped with only that knowledge of God, so that when these other things come and we don't understand them, we say that can't be of God. Everything's of God. Even the devil is of God. God grants the devil permission to allow things to happen. What happens then is our free will at that point decides what to do with the introductions, the things, the people, and things that we are introduced to. Our free will then decides what happens next. Because again, God granted us free will. And we love freedom. We love the freedom until it puts us in bad situations, or when someone else's freedom puts us in bad situations. And it's hard to explain because it's a feeling that I have now. Like, I'm in a place now that everything isn't perfect, everything isn't right. I have a great job overall, but it's things inside that job. Some days I just want to walk away, but I don't. It's things in my family that I don't totally agree with, but guess what? They're my family. I'm learning how to voice things differently with family and all those types of things. So that's all just, it's all a matter of who you're walking with. And when you're walking with God, things change for you. Even a few years ago, I did this. I would go on on social media and I would be like, well, this, God, this. I would do this. I would challenge people. You know what? Those that ignored my challenges did what they were supposed to do, because humans can't answer every challenge. It has to be it's the bigger picture. And the bigger picture is God, Jesus, and the Holy Spirit. All this was designed before we were even thought about. Power. I could fight. I had a nice little strong punch. My vocabulary is all right. I was an only child. So many things I had to be strong about. But what I'm beginning to realize is that all those things that I portrayed to show my strength, like in school, with my mom, even when I did become a teenage mom, I try to be strong in some things to prove the statistics wrong and things like that. That's the thing about statistics. They out there, but that's worldly. Worldly statistics will get us messed up every time. But let me go back to where I was going at. The power, my true power, came in my weaknesses. When I started focusing on those and realizing that it's okay to have those weaknesses. That you're not a bad person or a weakling because you have weaknesses. A lot of people don't want to share their weaknesses because another cliche phrase is that you don't share stuff with everybody because people, they want to do with it. I'm to the point as though now I don't only have on my breastplate and my armor. I have the shield. My shield is the Lord. Whenever I go to into anything now, I make sure that I talk to the Lord about it. Every day when I wake up, first thing I do is talk to the Lord, because I know that today something else is going to bring. I spoke to my cousin yesterday and we had a great conversation. We talked about a lot of things, and the thing is that we all are built for certain things. We all have a purpose, regardless of what. It's discovering that purpose, and without understanding it, sometimes we still have to keep going. It is true that we must walk by faith, not by sight, because God does not reveal to us everything that's going to happen. If we knew everything that was going to happen, we would actually be God. But me and my cousin spoke about some things, and I was telling him how God doesn't change every circumstance, but he just changes you. Some things he'll turn around for you. Other things he'll give you the wherewithal to go through the test. I never really discussed even with my mom something that I battled with for a minute with her working all the time, especially after her breakup with my dad. Y'all know the story, the dad that raised me till I was 11. She started working so much and the attention wasn't there for me, and I was angry at her for a long time and thought that she owed me a lot. So I depended on her for money and everything since she was working for her, without her even realizing that a lot of things that when I would quit jobs or I wouldn't pay a bill even though I had the money previously to pay it, I did that because of how I felt, that she owed me something for the time that she spent at work, so she could spend the money on me. Did it for years, probably up until I was 40 something, well, early 40s, my last year 40s, but to my early 40s, this was in me. Just recently I realized as my mother is retiring, she's going to go into a new phase, because that's all she's known for a long time. For 30 some years, my mom has worked almost every day. 1, 2, and a lot of times 3 jobs. Now, she's going to have to go into a phase as though where she's not working. So this is something that I'm hoping that she's even praying about to get her through this, because when I was complaining about what she was doing, I didn't realize that everybody can't do what she did. And God had to have placed her, been with her in that position, because a lot of people can't work one job 60 hours a week. And here she was for a decade, at least working 3, a little over a decade, 3. Then she went 2 forever. And then just the last few years, she went down to 1 job. People can't do that. But at that time, God had her running through life. But he made sure she didn't get tired while she was doing it. She kept doing it. So who was I to judge what my mom was doing? And then at the same time, never even went to her and talked to her about it. Not question my mom, but ask my mom questions. Could have understood a little bit more of why she did what she did. Then with me asking her the questions, she then could have asked me some questions of why I felt the way I did, but the conversation was never started because neither one of us started talking, and neither one of us was going to the Lord with so many of our own things. We go to other people, or we go to ourselves, or we just bury them, and souls be burning up inside because we're dealing with something that we don't have to deal with alone. There's this awesome God out there. And I keep sharing this stuff with you guys because I've shared a lot of bad stuff with you, and I just want to share the goodness of God. Like, God is good all the time. I can't express it as much. It's days that I'm down and you guys wouldn't even know it. Like, I don't even know it. It's a different type of down. At first, before I got involved and got this relationship with the Lord, when I was down, I knew I was down. My actions showed that I was down, even if nobody paid attention to what the real reason was for me acting up the way I was. Now, it's not of that anymore. It's the blessings and everything of God. Even if I wasn't to wake up, if something was to happen to me in the next minute, or if I wasn't to wake up tomorrow morning, I just would want everybody to know that it's all good where I'm going. It's all good. I'm not afraid of death. I hope that I never think about taking my life again. I hope that everybody just, I wish, but my wishes are just wishes. But I wish that everybody could see the goodness of God. Like, God has changed my life, and His power, the power comes from the Lord. Strength, everything. Be your better self. But being your better self is going to consist of more than you, your friends, family, or your foes. You have to incorporate the Lord in your life, in your relationship, in your daily thinking, your daily moves, all of that. God bless everybody. And the next time that I come, I'm going to share with you guys finally this secret friend that I've had for the last 2 years. And this last year, the last 12 months, both of us have transformed our lives. But I want to publicly let you guys know who this person is and how she got me, well, how the Lord used her as the vessel to get me to pay attention to Him. It's going to be an awesome story, guys. God bless you.